Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday, I believe that's the case. Welcome back. Fresh, shiny, brand new Hazel stream. Hi Twitch, hello YouTube. I have just this last stream left before we have a new patch and then presumably new patch things to do, even if the new patch thing to do is just me like running around getting overwhelmed by all of the new stuff. Today there is not new stuff, which means you'd think that I wouldn't get overwhelmed, but given that I'm a little teeny tiny little bit aimless, I was going to pick up my mail. I think that's the fish that I posted yesterday. What to do on the last day. Tea Toast and Honey, thank you for the 37-month race. Appreciate it. Glad to have you here. Hi, Hazel. Hi. Cat follows you just like in real life, and pretty soon it'll also trip your character. Yeah, I swear the cats conspire between them to make that happen, and then they look all scandalized, like, how could you almost step on me? And it's like, well, I'm falling. Entire bag and bank org stream. I don't think it takes that long for me. It's, you know, it's kind of like my email inbox. You go select all, and then you go delete, and then you just kind of, like, move on with your life and live with the consequences. My elves don't have anything in their bags and bank because I haven't done anything on them. End of season goal was to get the Hawkstrider from Windrunner Spire. Magister's Terrace both dropped today. Ooh, nice. Very good. So I was just checking my mail. I've done Vol. I don't hate it. I do not hate Vol. I repeat, I do not hate Vol. We get a goal. We're sitting at 20k. Pull it all open. Yeah. Honestly, for a couple hours of fishing, it was not a bad amount of gold that we made yesterday and the day previous. I only fished for, I don't know, 3 hours altogether, maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, I couldn't have been fishing for 5 hours. I wouldn't have known if I was fishing for 5 hours, right? Anyway, egg dropped. It's sitting over here. We're still on 7-day duration. It'll get there eventually, and then it'll patch into a mount, and then we can have it. I would like to work a little bit on my Resto Druid. Just because Catman here is level 87. He's nearly 88. As long as I don't know what to do and it's time walking, and I believe we've got an hour left of Darkmoon Faire, so I might go top up my buff one last time. It might be nice to just kind of like get him to 90. I don't know if I'm gonna play him this season. I don't plan on gearing him or doing any setup at all once he's level 90, but it would be nice to get him there. Caught Meg in like an hour myself. Definitely easier now. Yeah. Howdy, howdy, beautiful people. What to do? End of season's funny for me because I'm like, do I even want to bother grinding for anything? Then again, it's so late in the season, might as well wait until Tuesday. Yep. I have a thing where I don't want to start a project that I can't finish before. Like, I know that I'm going to be starting new things with the new patch. Oh, maybe it is over already. I thought it stopped at 10. Oh, no, it ended yesterday. Okay, never mind. That saves me some trouble. No Darkmoon Faire buff at all. Slash dance. Oh, that's pretty good. How do they see what I look like when I'm dancing? Those are my moves. Get this patch, hurry up already. If they're gonna drop one, I don't want to start anything that I can't finish. Need to not forget to try Standing and Lightning and Vol again. Gaming. More rare mounts than Zul'Aman. Oh man. Kinda wish I had more rare mounts to farm in Zul'Aman. Cake in the oven, back to fishing egg attempts, currently at 701. Good luck! Hey Hazel, how's life been? Can't complain. Joined a guild on a whim today for raiding in 12.1. Was told to get my character ready for the first one of the 22nd, so I need to kind of lock in. Blizzard specifically asked you to record dancing. They must have mocapped me to get those moves. Good morning, good morning. Reminds me of the creatures in the spore dancing. It reminds me a little bit of my cats when they're doing their stomps. Oh, my Q popped. I wonder how long that was sitting there and they were just waiting for the healer to join and the healer's just dancing. Worse watching themselves dance. Alright. We'll turn sound effects on for a while until I get sick of them. I would expect 3, maybe 4 dungeons to get to level 90. If we get sick of dungeons, there's any number of other things we can do. I did my Pray for the Weak already. I could do delves. I could do delves and turn in the one-time quests. And I'm sure that would be fairly quick if I do get sick of time walking. Time walking's nice because healing time walking is just kind of like being a passenger on a bus. And every now and then the bus kind of like brake checks and you have to make sure that no one's like broken a knee or anything. But aside from that, you're mostly just trundling along to your destination. Been leveling and gearing ults to around 250 item level to slap Farak with. Found that somewhere close to the lowest possible. I could farm Vial Essences in Zolomon, but I think for me that falls in the category of things that I could start but not finish. And I don't wish to start anything I can't finish. I'm pretty sure I can get this character to 90s, so I can do that. I don't wanna pause something and then leave like an open thread. I don't like open threads. I like wrapping things up so that I can put them from my brain and not worry that I've forgotten them. Tanking time walking is my favorite. How do you load so fast into instances? My game takes whole minutes. Might be computer based. It might be just down to the computer. Kind of moving how it looked. Tiki was moving on that little pet bed yesterday behind you. He's so cute. I woke up this morning and he was sleeping by my feet, and I just had to pick him up and bring him up to me and pet the kitty. Snuggle. Good morning, buddy. Give him good scritches. He likes those. I do have, I'm pretty sure, actually, in this PC, I do like M2 SSDs. I built them into the last PC I built. I didn't build this one, but it must have them. Haven't you technically started Vial Essence? I do agree with your assertion that I have them in my war bank. I don't feel like I've started yet, though. I feel like that's more of like a sitting down, and it's more of an intention thing. You know? Just cause like... let me think of a good metaphor. I was trying to think of something where money happens to you, but that's not really the thing. you find a toonie in the couch. It doesn't mean you've really started saving for retirement. 400 can't get myself to fish. You have 400 what? The owl mount. I have to do. Oh, finish. Oh, for Vial Essences, yeah. I mean, you need 1,000 of them, right? And having 400, you would know how kind of stinky it is. Besides, I think the longer I put off Vial Essences, the comfier and kinder that farm's going to be, because it'll benefit from me having extra item level from a patch, or even 2 patches. I could wait until the next tier. I did that last expansion for the bee, and that was no problem at all. Painful can't even really AFK at full attention. Yeah. I think I'm gonna procrastinate a little more on that one. Horrible grind grouping doesn't help much either. My favorite way to do stuff like that is to not group, so it's almost good news if that's not the meta. Almost. Planning on hitting 500 and then another 500 later in the X-Pack. Break it up a little bit, not a bad idea. Aside from leveling this alt, other things that gonna cross my mind to do. I could mess around with my house. I had some notions about trying to add like a stove oven combo to my house in WoW, and I was looking up some YouTube videos about how to make those. And I got immediately overwhelmed because they're so much fancier than what I really want to do. People are combining like 25 items to make things like completely custom bespoke things. They look gorgeous, but like, I don't know. It's that's I have that issue whenever I like look up housing inspiration, is it tends to have the opposite effect on me. I find it a little bit deflating. Vial Essence will be your Alanir farm. Yeah, maybe. We gotta have some stuff to we have to have some things to whatchamacallit. Yeah, doing the actual last patch before Last Titan comes out. Just realized I've been sporting a Dragon Isles fishing pole. The Nether Egg laughs at me. You get yourself a Sindora fishing rod. I didn't even do an epic one. I just did a blue quality one. I think I bought it on the auction house. You could probably undermine exchange and find like a cheap one somewhere. Or you could probably catch it with your Dragonel's fishing pole. I don't think it really is gonna trouble you that much. How's your fishing skill doing? I know you were starting low yesterday. Hi Jake, how you doing? Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a great weekend. We've lost him. Oh, that's right. One of the people in this group said that they had to take a second because their mom was calling them, and I thought that was cute. I don't know if she's calling them on the phone or like from upstairs or whatever, but gotta listen to mom. Also trying to figure out what to do in WoW today. Yeah, little nebulous, little aimless, little last day of school energy. Use the auctioneer boy to buy the current X-Pax 110 perception pole. Oh, nice. I do have unspent talent points. Good detective eye. Well spotted. Still need 3 more rare mounts. They're out there. They're waiting for you. The door is there. All you need to do is knock. And, you know, kill a couple thousand. Couple thousand rares, give or take. It looks silly with this staff. It looks like a priest staff. So we did hit 87. Here, we'll spend it on something. I guess I can't spend it mid-fight. Only a couple thousand. Light work. I hope that the farms are fun next patch. I hope that there's some fun, like, cosmetic grinds. I know that there's mounts from new rares. We'll have to see. So there's leveling to Salt. There's messing around with my house, assuming I don't get too deflated about it. The third thing I could do today is I could log on to my warrior, kind of clean up her bars, maybe work on her UI a little bit, maybe try arms. Maybe spec arms, and at the very least set up the bars and figure out what are even the buttons that you're meant to be pressing for that. That could be a project. People keep telling me arms is looking good. I think that there's so many people telling me that it's liable to get nerfed. So I don't want to put too much stock in it, but it might be best for me to give it a whirl and see if I like it before I get all stubborn about not wanting to do something just because someone told me to and then dig my heels in. I should probably experiment before the heel digging happens. Arms is a good choice in PTR. Yeah, which irritates me greatly. It's so annoying because I was all excited about, man, I'm gonna play Fury. I'm gonna pick this thing. It's gonna speak to me. I'm gonna have my DPS season. And then it just feels like there's like 25 people being like, yo, you're wrong though. Like, and it's true. And it's not personal, but like, I'm just annoyed. I was, I don't know, hoping it would be close enough that I could do it without looking silly like a fool. Favorite call for a pause in raid was when the main tank said he needed a pause because someone just fell past his window. Oh, that's horrifying. Heard a rumor Priest kind of horrid on PTR. He might be safe and the class gets good when you switch curs. Normally, I don't pay any attention to class balance at all, and it normally, like, never enters my sphere unless someone's telling me about it. I don't usually feel better or worse because of balance, really. It's not usually a big enough difference to matter for the kind of content that I do, but it's hard not to, like, onboard what you're hearing from people about, like, this thing is the right choice, this thing is the wrong choice, and feel like you're just being obstinate for playing the thing that you had wanted to play in the first place. What is this? It's an upgrade's what it is. I feel a placebo boost when I see that my spec got buffed. See, I'm vain. So I don't want to know. If my spec got buffed, I don't want to know, because if I'm doing more numbers, I want full credit. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm having a good night on the meters, I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, it's just because Holy Priest is good right now. I want to be like, no, it's because I am, you know, God's gift to Thursdays. Like, I need my vain ego wants it to be because of me. Main is a Frost Mage, looking like the most squishy class, not great DPS next patch. I will still get 3,400 on it. Yeah. So many things in life. Ignorance, bliss, right? One button healing is not a thing. And I don't think that it should be. I don't think it would translate well. I don't think that that would lead to any good ends. There's too many variables. There's no correct heal for, like, because it would have to target, it would have to be not only selecting your heal, but also selecting who you're healing. I don't know, I think it would take the whole game out of it. Yeah, Prayer of Mending is pretty close. There's definitely smart heals. And things that you're gonna press pretty much on cooldown just to have them do some healing. Although there are benefits to selecting the right target for that too. I thought I was gonna hate one button DPS, but boy do I love it. I like having it as an option for when I'm leveling an ult, and I just don't, I'm not interested in learning that DPS spec. Like when I'm playing this guy and I'm DPSing on him to quest, I don't actually care about how to play Feral. I'm not planning on being a Feral Druid. Seems kind of like an old-fashioned thing to do. When was the last time you met a Feral Druid main? I feel like they're kind of an endangered species. I know a lot of Druids, and I feel like all of them are either Boomkins, Resto, or Guardian. Have you tried GSE? Isn't that like a school thing? That can't be what you mean. Me, Feral Druid main here. They exist. We found a few of them. There's one in my guild. There's rumors one of my raiders diehard Feral main. Are we still waiting for a lead in Zul'Jan's whereabouts, or have I not done something to move the campaign along? You should be able to get to 1 of 5 chapters for, like, one of the first of 5 chapters completed. For the Curse of Ulatek. Is that it? Did we do it? Is it over? Yeah, I guess it's over. 88.5. Fire Kitty. I don't know any Feral mains personally, but there's a fun streamer. Snoopy. That is a cute name for a Feral. Last time I saw a Feral main, what was that? Kata? Mained it in Legion, get the itch to try it again now and then. I just never see him, but I always play with the same people, so if nobody in my circle ends up favoring something, it never happens. We almost never have a rogue either. We had one for a long time, but after they left, no one, people will take a rogue season, but no one really, like, consistently does it, I don't think. Had a little Feral era, felt weak, switched to a little Boomkin era, which I could tolerate because of Glyph of Stars. Glad you had a smooth run in that dungeon. Was doing it on an alt last night. Just before this boss, someone asked if the shaman was another player's multi-box alt. And before I could say anything, I was in Veldraken with a deserter buff. Oh! That's harsh. Yeah, no, that was an okay run. Do I want to do any delves? It might be a little bit more active. I'm still wearing these feet. I still have the Aranir boots that I was born into the world in. Man. I was kind of hoping that one of the Time Walking dungeons was going to drop me boots. I'm sure I'll get some boots from something, or maybe I have some in my... Once I hit max level, maybe I have some in my warbank. I might. Got my Mount Egg 1 hour after you stopped streaming. Nice, Alan. Couldn't stay until the end of your stream. Did you get the egg? Yes, I did. It took somewhere in the neighborhood of 500-ish casts, which is really not bad. Couple hours, nothing crazy. Would Tuna and Tiki be Feral Druid, or would they be your ferocity pets as a hunter? It's a good question. My babies. They're so silly. Poor Tuna. The smoke detector went off when we were making breakfast this morning just because of the toaster. And poor Tuna's tail went whoop! Big puffy tail that kitties get when they're Feeling a bit defensive. Poor guy. Alright, Algathar Academy. It's not like we haven't been here before. It's always kind of a fun question of, like, how brave is the tank about to be? I'd play Feral more if all the icons weren't claws. They all blur together for me. That's how I feel about paladins. Paladin ability names and icons are absolutely, they just blend together for me. I have paladin icon blindness. Smoke detector battery started dying and my dog hated the loud random beep. Yeah. I keep 9 volts on hand at all times because I've been traumatized by smoke detector chirps before. I had one, or some of you guys might remember this, a couple years ago when I was living in my last apartment that was in the States. I had a smoke detector that started to chirp, low battery, but it was on the roof of a room that had a high ceiling. That apartment had like a vaulted ceiling in this one room, and I couldn't reach it. I didn't have a ladder. I didn't have much of anything at that particular junction in my life. And so I couldn't really get up there, and I like petitioned the maintenance to come help, and they ghosted me. It wasn't it wasn't the finest of apartment buildings. And like it was upsetting Kira, it was just keeping me from sleeping, it was driving me crazy. So I did something which I do not recommend and would never encourage anyone to do, which is to cobble together like bookshelves to create like a Les Mis style blockade to climb, so that I could get up there and actually replace the battery. I didn't fall, and if I set up a crash pad. I laid my mattress on the floor, so I figured if I started falling, I could bail and jump onto the crash pad like a Cirque du Soleil athlete. I didn't fall. You should never do that. That's how people hurt themselves, especially alone in an apartment. But what are you gonna do? Who among us hasn't climbed on something deadly? Yeah, don't recommend it. Please be safe. Ladder's dangerous. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have called the fire department. I don't think I would have done, just on account of my massive anxiety. I don't know if I would call 911 if I was on fire. I have a really, really pathological need to not bother people that I should probably work on. But yes, I should have called the fire department. They probably would have come help me. Went to the Retro Gaming Meetup yesterday. It isn't Portland Retro. It's called SideQuest Expo. Did you ever go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo or KumoriCon? No. It sounds cool. I didn't go to much. When I was in Portland. I did the Saturday market a handful of times. I saw some koi fish in the Awajimaya parking lot once. I stayed in a lot. I was a pretty big shut-in. Do you speak Quebecois? I am Canadian. I don't speak French. It's their job to be bothered. Yeah. It's funny. I'm even, like, you know, you'd think that paying taxes you would feel entitled to, I don't know, use services, but not me. Fish in a parking lot. It was a koi show that they had set up in tents in the parking lot to Awajimaya, which is kind of like a multi-Asian grocer. They had big tubs with various koi. It was kind of neat. It was a hot day though. I didn't stay long. I had a window in the staircase that was so high that even though I'm not short, I have to get all the way up a ladder to barely reach it. 4 meters! My word. Yeah, after having lived in that apartment, I will never look with awe on a vaulted ceiling ever again. I don't like them. They're too much of a pain in the butt. Even when you have ladders and stuff, it's like, I want to be able to change my light bulbs and my smoke detector alarm and whatever without needing to risk life and limb. They're airy and spacious, but it's just kind of a pain in the butt. Give me a normal height ceiling. They have a neat bookstore. I don't remember the bookstore. I remember they had like a Asian home goods section that was kind of cool. They would have some like Korean skincare and other kind of products, like import products that were fun to shop. I always loved looking at the teapots and the ceramics. Also heating bills, right? Just a bunch of extra airspace that you're heating up for nobody. Yeah, that Section 2 reduced. Used to have a ton of rice cookers. Lived in Portland for 5 years, so much drug abuse. I noticed that. I also noticed it in Victoria. I'm starting to think it might just be a city thing that is maybe under control to a greater or lesser extent in various cities, but I think maybe to some extent society's just kind of fallen apart, and those areas are where you're going to see the worst of it. Scrolling through Potopia for the first time in ages. There's a tameable skunk in 12.1. Oh my god. There's two kinds of people when judging a room. Look at all the space people and batteries, light bulbs people. Heaven forbid it take weird fussy light bulbs that you like can't find anywhere. Here's an upgrade. Used to religiously collect pets, but now they can't pet battle, and I'm like, meh. I almost prefer collecting the new peaceful pets that can't battle, because then I don't have to level and upgrade them in order to keep my collection up to date. Knowing that I probably wasn't going to battle with them anyways, because I have 1,000 other pets that could have accomplished whatever the whatever the battle was. I get a bit annoyed when a new one can battle, because I know I'm not going to, because it's not like they've even made new battles, but I still feel like I gotta buy it like an upgrade stone and a quality upgrade stone, otherwise my my beautiful collection filled with blue level 25 pets. Hello Hazel Enjoyers. Hi Allison. Happy Sunday. Lived in a rental not too long ago where smoke detector beeps in dead of night and took batteries that are only used in like nuclear subs, lightsabers, and automatons. I don't understand why a smoke detector wouldn't just use 9 volts. I feel like they'd need to just agree. Most of the ones that I have encountered use 9 volts. Got the egg and the sapling pad in the same cast. Is that normal? Oh, it's a bit lucky. Very nice. Day 2, trying to get my tier set before a new patch from 0. Do you think we'll be able to send Jimothy into battle, or will he be a pet of peace? I betcha they're going to make him battle capable, because too many people would complain if he wasn't. I think that to avoid it becoming a flashpoint, they would just give him a couple of abilities and call it a day. I don't know that, though. I'm just guessing. Don't understand that meme. I wasn't exposed to it enough to really feel like I was enjoying it. When I finally saw pictures of it, I just kind of thought, well, that's a bit freaky, and I kind of hope he's not hurting too bad. I can't imagine it's comfortable. Always comes with a debuff because of his spine. I know he's a trash panda, that's all I know. Somehow I haven't finished my Renowns before the new season. It's not a bad idea. You know what I haven't finished is Slayer's Duellum. I did my weeklies. I guess I could go take a character over there and do a handful of world quests for a couple hundred more rep. Here's mounts that I don't have from it. Have they ever done something like that before? Pop culture thing turned around in weeks? I don't know if they've ever had a turnaround that fast. They've certainly done pop culture references out the wazoo. I don't know if they ever hop on it that quickly. Official word on pet battles is that they didn't say not supported. They didn't say that they weren't going to do them anymore. I used to have a link to the article. It was very cagey. They were kind of mincing words. They wanted to get more people into pet battles, and they were going to think of ways to do that, but they were very non-specific. Making me miss Rest Idrid. Left Shark was pretty fast. Anyone know if Jimothy's situation is benign? I mean, I think he has a spinal deformity. Critters in the Wild to have a shot at life would be nice. Wildlife biologists say he's very likely uncomfortable if not in pain. I was gonna say, I don't have an interrupt, but I might have had a... Yeah, Mighty Bash. Maybe we should put that on a bar. Heard that before. Ian said they were working on bringing back archaeology better in Dragonflight. Yeah, that might just be their, he's gone to live on a farm upstate of features. You can't call your aunt anymore. They don't have phone service at the really nice place she's gone to live forever and ever. I'd be interested to see if they tried anything new and interesting with pet battles, but I don't know that I want them to keep just pumping out, like, family battler achievements for the sake of it. I liked them a lot, but I do feel like they kind of hit a point where they were a bit played out, like they'd done everything that they were going to. They weren't really going to get any more interesting. I'm just going to let that happen. Pet Battle mobile app. People have been saying that for a million years. And I can't imagine that it would be fun. What would be fun or satisfying about it? I guess I'm just cranky, I guess. I don't know. I think it would be the same thing on your phone, which has never improved anything I've that has made it to my phone so far. It's not a place where things go to be fun. Them bringing back Johnny Cash, yeah, I'm sure. I have a little bit of skepticism for the original Dev Will Save Us. I've heard that before, too. Do you have a rake staff you can use in tree form? I do, actually. I could mog to that one. That would be pretty fun. Don't get the appeal of a mobile pet battle app either. Not really for it. Don't really use my phone for games. Yeah. I'm, not a big phone gamer. Do you guys not have phones? I would prefer to have less of it. I remember when we could use our phones to run garrison missions. Or Legion missions. I think it was during Legion. And it was convenient, but it wasn't fun. It was something that I kind of felt like I needed to do. It basically brought the grind of like, oh man, you gotta be sending these out to be making gold and pet charms and whatever, and it made it so that it was haunting me even when I wasn't at my computer or couldn't be home to send missions. I have no excuse not to send them because they're in your pocket now. Better wait, 45 seconds for this thing to load and engage in some gameplay that has like no meaningful choices. It was not fun, it was just work. And it was so like profitable that you didn't feel like you could reasonably skip it, or at least I didn't. But that didn't make it a good time. I didn't play much Warcraft Rumble, but at least it was a game. I missed that. I could do them at work. Yeah, maybe my take is not not very universal. We don't have to agree. If people really found that fun and exciting, then I'm not here to judge. Maybe I'm just cantankerous today. Yeah, and I think Rumble died already. I think Rumble lived and died a very short life. What is the Clash of Clans sponsor? If I ever did take it into my head to do sponsorships, it would be hard for me to find something that didn't feel hypocritical to do because I talk too much smack about the things that like to advertise. don't like mobile games, and I don't like gambling, and I don't like energy drinks, and I don't like gacha games and things with predatory monetization mechanics, and oops, that's everything! Oh, man. Folks replaying the old Pokemon games as mobile games. Pet battles are kind of close to those. I think that they're similar in the most surface level. I think that replaying a Pokemon game is very different from running a pet battle. In Pokemon games, you're on a journey with a specific Pokemon that you have captured, and you have leveled it, and you have, like, you know, taught it this ability and not let it teach that ability and decided when to evolve it. A pet battle, you're gonna level it, yes, in the course of, like, a chore. It's gonna be exactly as good. I don't know. Like, you don't have the same connection to them. Maybe you do. Maybe I'm just, again, cranky. I used to get really attached to my Pokemon in the way that I never really did with any particular battle pet. Games are very different. Might be into the upcoming organizing style of games like Librarian. I don't know if I've tried that. Alright, that brings us to 88 and like 90%. Do another dungeon, huh? VPN's relatively innocuous. That is true, and I've advertised for VPNs before, and I can still sleep at night. I feel like people that need them will use them, and people that don't need them won't, kind of thing. Hazel, I finally caught your stream. I want to say thank you genuinely for the years and years of raid boss guides. I feel like I've learned from your videos since Cat and BFA. Never commented Vince to appreciate you, so I'm doing it here now. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Playing that right now with Hazel in the background. Same with meal subscriptions. Some people genuinely find them useful. Yeah, yeah, it's true. I don't think I could do a meal subscription just because there's no way that I could get it. Like, I don't think any place would deliver them in with the ingredients being still fresh to this deep in the woods. I live very rural. It's not something that is realistic for me to use, and as such, it would be difficult for me to, in good faith, tell other people to do it. Stay clear of Hearthsteel vibes, right? Hello, Hazel. Hello. How you doing? Human Svalbard. Aren't you excited that you decided to fish yesterday? Yeah, I'm not disappointed, but, like, it dropped a little fast. I keep farming things and they just keep dropping, and then what am I gonna do? I've got it all backwards. I'm all twisted. Shocked at how well food ships here in Florida in the summer. Yeah, I got the egg in about 500 casts. Couple hours, not a big deal. I had a feeling it might be that way. A lot of what people were telling me is that more recent, all of the stories that I heard about the egg being horrific were old. People that did it at the dawn of the expansion. Rust Feather, that's true. Rust Feather would. There's plenty of farms that'll keep me busy. I just it's hard to stay entertained and stay entertaining when you're just waiting around for 20 or 30 minutes at a time for a mob to spawn in one spot. That was the thing I really liked about the Midnight Rare farming, like the Zul'Aman Rare farming, is I'm moving. I'm on the move. I'm looking for rares. I'm finding them up. I'm killing them. I'm busy. Like, I'm engaged. I'm occupied. I'm not just contemplating the heat death of the universe. Want to go back to World Rares, not dropping them out? A little bit, yeah. Well, we're gonna have new ones to farm, so we'll have new stuff to do in 12.1. I'm convinced that Ian hates me personally. I wonder what kind of people Ian doesn't like. He would never tell us. He's too polite. I wonder, in his secret, private heart of hearts, what sorts of people he just has a distaste to, or is he too zen for that? Ian's too powerful for hate. He must have a really stable sense of self to be able to withstand all of the hate that comes at him and still work as hard as he does and and do the position he does. He must have a good head on his shoulders. I think it would break me. Good day, Hazel. Hope you have a great day. Thanks, Darbelia. Right back at you. Rogue players, probably. Mounts keep dropping. Lobster too buttery. Yeah. Put that camera right back in the place where it belongs. They talk about healers and tanks and WoW pugs needing thick skin, but Ian must have the skin of 1,000,000 alligators. Yeah, he must do. I mean, he's human, everybody is. It must suck to some extent, but it's a high pressure job. I think the most annoying thing about it is that now in gaming, there is a very cemented expectation that you can't just be an artist and make your game and put it out to the world and let it live or die on its merits. You have to listen to the community. You have to be engaged in what they're saying. You have to be humble and design with humility and, like, you know, I feel like there's, for the longest time, was like that power struggle of they're not listening, and like in some cases there were things that really needed to change, or like it was probably best that they did change. But now you have this environment that, like, you can't just design based on whatever it is that you had in mind. You have to also kind of take on opinions, and there's nothing that says that those opinions are going to agree or reconcile with each other. There's nothing that says they're going to be actually a good idea. And you're also at the same time trying to please like 40 different types of people that want 40 different types of things. I don't know how the hell you balance all of that. I have no idea. I get tired thinking about it, and it's like not my job. I don't have to make any of it. I don't have to agree or disagree with any of it. I have the easiest thing. I just get to show up and farm mounts and go, I don't know, it's crazy. Wow. I actually am a dandelion. Hey Hazel, hey chat. Hello, how you doing? Do you find it interesting that they task developers with communicating with the player base instead of saying, developers are good at development and we've hired this communications expert to communicate with y'all? I'm sure they have people that are in charge of writing the blog posts. I think they've had devs write posts before, but I don't think they do it all the time anymore. It's been a while since they're not as common as they had a phase where they were like, oh man, we're gonna have dev blog posts all the time. And I think now they do pass that kind of thing off to the comms majors. As long as they're not passing it off to ChatGPT. You also couldn't say, well, we can't implement that idea because you don't know about the conflicting feature we've already planned for the next expansion, right? And sometimes I'm sure there's just like garbage technical reasons why you can't do a thing that are like impossible to explain and that even the engineers only kind of understand. And it's not very satisfying to be like, well, we'd love to do that, but it's just kind of hard. Because, you know, people look at Blizzard and they're like, you are a bajillion-dollar company. Surely you could overcome any technical difficulty. And I'm sure with enough time and money invested they can, but that doesn't mean it's worthwhile to invest infinite time and money into overcoming any one particular difficulty, especially if it's liable to break a bunch of other stuff. Doesn't mean the game's like above critique or anything like that, but I don't know. Doing good here today? He must have held on to the game director role for the longest. He's been in it for as long as I can remember. Not that that means as long as I've been around. I have a pretty short memory, but Spaghetti Code Arcane Mages. And this is the cost of us running classic servers in that order. I'm level 89. I think after this dungeon I will find... I I have like a long history. I will be time walking, leveling, or dungeon leveling, or whatever. I'll get to the point where one more dungeon would level me, but I probably don't need a whole dungeon to level. And that irritates me. I don't want to do a dungeon and then be leveled halfway through and then just finish it for karma. Or worse, abandon it for selfishness. So instead I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to go do like world quests, or I'm going to go do like a delve or whatever to get my last little bit of experience. And it inevitably ends up taking like 5 times as long as the actual dungeon would have if I just done the dungeon in the first place. But this is my pattern, and I can feel it about to repeat itself. Hopefully we get a good chunk through this level with the rest of this dungeon. I've got 2 more bosses left, so we might do. My prediction is for BlizzCon. Code base is from the early 2000s, and so is the engine. Some things we can't do without rebuilding the engine. I wish they would tell people that. Good evening. We leveling? Good evening. Yep. 89 on Mr. Catmint here. I figure I can get him to 90 today. And if I can, I may as well. This is my last stream before the patch. Patch doesn't drop for a few more days, but I take Monday, Tuesdays off of streams, so I will not be on until Wednesday when we'll have new stuff to do, probably. Oh my. Should we spend all of our field accolades? It's a good question. I don't know. We've kind of talked about it on stream. I don't know if I got like a hard and fast answer. I don't think they're resetting, but I don't know that for a fact. How goes raid guides? I'm currently in the sit down and not accomplish anything stage of my life. Eventually, the tension builds to a breaking point, and I have some form of breakdown, and then I start getting things done, and I'm just kind of waiting for that, because I don't know any other way to work. Oh, it's so silly. You'd think I'd be better by now. Undercoins, I think, usually reset between seasons. Glad you have a system that works, right? I mean, they get done. Sometimes we don't get the last raid guide after the patch comes out finished. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But the ones, you know, the first 7 will get done. There's only one of them that I'm missing footage for that I'm gonna have to get a bit creative about. The other ones should be pretty straightforward. Kalani advised to not use accolades until the patch. There you go. I never finished Lura. I bailed on it. I sat on it for so long that it was no longer relevant, and then I just gave up. I got Illyria out reasonably, but I never published Lura. I had a bunch of footage and prep for it that just died. Guide method's been working so far. Yeah. Sounds like my old homework methodology. It's tough because it's going to be kind of a busy time coming up. I've got some IRL stuff going on. I've got some, obviously, raid guides. There's patch drop. Because of the patch drop and the raid coming out, like my raiders and friends are coming back and wanting to like start dungeons and mythic zeros, and I'm going to want to get into that and learn how to play those. And I'm falling a little behind. Which is okay. No one's going to die. Needed Lure the other day and I was so confused why I couldn't find yours. Yeah, never did it. Never finished it. Alright, so that brought me about 35% into the last level. Do you ever feel pressure to put out guides even if you can't be bothered? People rely on them, they're easier to understand. I'm very lucky that people look for them and want to watch them before I've even made them. As a YouTuber, that's the best position you could possibly be in. Usually you're spending your entire life trying to convince people to watch your videos, that have people already want to watch them before you even made them is like, you've won the lottery. I would say the pressure more comes from the fact that like, I earn money from them and that's how I pay my mortgage and my bills and stuff. So, like, no, I don't have to put out anything. There's no one's going to fire me if I don't do it. But, like, if I don't work, I can't live kind of thing. And it's tricky because sometimes you can kind of get away with slacking off for a long time and no one's really going to say anything to you about it. And the consequences are not immediate. They are very slow and subtle. Especially because I'm pretty frugal, so I do save a lot. Or I try to. But they're there. Catman, the crazy cat man. I live. He needs tier. We're gonna get in feral. Maybe try like a delve or something. When can we expect the raid guide? Before raid launches. Typically. So if the raid launches on a Tuesday in the morning, usually I have them done sometime before like 4 a.m. on the day of. I think this time I'm going to dump them all at once and see how that goes. I used to dump them one at a time. And I think this time I'm going to try and just drop the whole batch simultaneously and see. Captain the guides at the right time. Some people behind that curve now. Yeah. I started doing them in Legion. We've been doing them a long time. They've gotten easier, though, partly because I've done so many of them that I have kind of streamlined my process, and partly because the fights aren't as complicated as they used to be. I'm also more comfortable with not calling out a mechanic if it, like, doesn't matter. If it's just unavoidable raid damage that doesn't really need a cooldown or anything, I don't feel a need to mention everything that's happening anymore, just the stuff you need to know about. Happy Pumpkin Spice coming back into season. So I could really do like any delve, I'm sure. Could be on a tier 1. I haven't done delves in ages. I guess there's always a chance that I end up getting like a pet that I need. Oh, I never did I never did the invasion zones as leveling character. I kind of forgot you could do that. Jazz for the maple flavored everything this coming season. Making spiced banana bread. My kitchen smells so good. Nice. Here's some delves. Could have totally watched Liquid Max do his usual Race to World last stream. They're pretty fun to watch. I did a bunch of delves at the start of the X-Pack, yeah. I forget why. I don't mind doing delves. I feel like they're very boring to stream, and I couldn't really tell you what the trouble is. Oh, look at all the keys. Yeah, I want to pick up this. Valeera should be able to help me, right? She's level 57 or something, yeah. Let's have her damage. I kind of forget what the right things to use are. I'm just gonna pick anything. Did you need some keys? Have some keys as a treat. Still level 87, got the X-Pack 5 days ago. Grinding for the Season 1 mounts. Yeah. Didn't find her OP before level 90 anymore unless I'm doing something wrong. I don't think she's gonna be crazy overpowered, but I'm sure she'll help. Yeah, I haven't done a delve in ages. I know that they're not bad gold making right now because the petrified roots should be pretty valuable with people stockpiling consumables, feasts and whatever going into the next season. All the things wise. Do you think it's worth getting back into WoW now? Wait until the next X-Pack? Have no idea what's going on. Just been feeling nostalgic. I think if you feel like you want to play, now's a great time. We're about to start a new season. I don't think there's any wrong time to come back, but I think now's good. When do you guys think the new X-Pack would be? Not for a while. We have this tier and then another tier. They do 8 weeks a patch and like 3 patches a tier. August next year? Yeah, maybe. Summer 27 probably. Gosh, that sounds kind of soon. I feel like it's all gonna go so fast. One year exactly. Been slacking on WoW lately. I think after I play Final Fantasy X, I'll go through all the expansions content by chronological order. Fun, beefy goal to get done. Excited for War Within Legacy loot. Oh my gosh, War Within Legacy loot just hurt. Hoping for some solid content for patch 15. That'll be about the time I retire from work and catch up on all the collecting. Flair, do we have to stand in the thing? Suppose so. Is that where I started, or is this the midpoint? Might be the midpoint. I figured a tier 1 delve would be not very spicy, but I guess I forgot that they maybe scale a little ugly when you're very close to max level. And also, my gear is... I've got some gear on, but it's not perfect. Cough boots. Very easy to predict now if they stick to that pattern. Yeah. I'm hoping 1 delve will do it, but I'm wondering if maybe that's not going to be enough. You need 600k. I have 200, so let's say 4, maybe a little less, 3. This is worth like 2. Yeah, maybe not quite. We'll see. Time walking's still pretty fast to level. I don't know what's fastest. One friend that still plays, just need to find a guild, I guess, is the deterrent. Yeah, that's true, actually. I will have bonuses. I've still got 30% from Master of the Timeways, and then I have 15% or something from Warband leveling, Warband mentoring. Because I have 3 level 90s already. So maybe it'll do it. Thanks for inspiring me to do some rare mount farming. Got my first mount today from Herondar. Nice. Congratulations. Am I in a guild? Not in this character, but in general, yes. Try to do all the delve quests, hold them, do time walking leveling till 86, hand everything in, gets me to around 89, one last time walking for 90. Yeah, sounds like a good strat. Community Discord's a great place to find guilds and pugs that match your vibe and playstyle. It's a good tip. Oh, here we go. I must have whatever the thing is that makes Valera insta-gib stuff. Whirlwind Abyss, thank you for the 45-month resub. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for sticking with me. Currently still farming Experiment 12B in the Blazing Drake. I also, for your sake and the sake of people worldwide, wish they would add a skip to Dragon Soul, right? Yeah, I think time walking ends following day, Tuesday. And that's the end of Turbulent Timeways. Still need that Blazing Drake as well. Made me think of War Within, and I'm already getting a little nostalgic over it, like, oh my god, I had fun! What did you guys have the most fun with in the War Within? Are we ready for War Within nostalgia? When I think of the War Within, I think of I had to lock up your bees. The dungeons were phenomenal. Undermine. Undermine was awesome. Zipping around in the car. Get your egg? I did! Yeah, around 500-ish casts as well. Same time for me. Yeah, Undermine I think was just an incredible patch. I know it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but I loved it. I wish it was less buggy. I wish it was less buggy, and I wish the collecting was a little bit smoother. Like, if you wanted to get, like, all the shipping and handling sets, for example, that is, inhumane and unreasonable. I was a delve made the War Within. Maybe you want to go level some goblins. The BEO herself. Love the bee farm. Kind of followed me through the whole thing because I just never fully did it. Didn't like the first 4 zones. Undermine was great. Koresh was nice. Halifal and Isle of Dorn I liked quite a bit. Ringing Deeps and Ajgahet not so much. I'm looking for Prowl. There it is. I don't know why it's not my bar. Assuming this is going to let me sneak. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm not usually a stealth class. I can't usually get away with this kind of thing. Missing 7 things from Undermine and 5 are shipping and handling. Yeah. Yeah, I did the Elenir Shard farm. I finished that at the end of the X-Pack. Love the feeling of going down to the Ringing Deeps for the first time. Such a cool zone transition. Yeah, the Koroway was kind of cool. I always thought Halifal would have been cooler if it had a better world event, felt more important as a zone. I liked the fishing derby in Halifal. That was what made me spend most of my time out there. Every Saturday, that was fun. There you go. That's the Dark Way done. Let's see if we got lucky and got a piece of loot, maybe some boots. I feel like I'm begging. Please, sir, can I have some boots? Trinket. Like the Undermine aesthetic the most, so for me to be stuck with that stupid car. Worst thing about the fishing derby on Saturday was remembering it existed at 10 p.m. and then panicking. Alright, so that brought me to like halfway through my level. Let's see what the turn-ins do. Here, we'll pop on war mode. Can't believe we never got the cars as actual mounts. I thought for sure they were going to let us drive them around somewhere else. Because, like, what would it really hurt? They're not faster than flying mounts, I don't think. Maybe they were. Undercoins, Marl. Not bad. What else did I get? Delve buffs, companion XP. Not much. Where am I going? This way. Right where I came from. Alright, so that sticks me at 84%. Okay. Anybody got any boots? Yeah, let me turn on the World Quest tab add-on for him. I could get XP with professions. I don't wish to, though. I don't want to spend a penny. I have herbing and mining. Let's see. Let's take a look at our World Quest tab. Anybody got anything giving boots? There's a weapon. Lots of gear out here. Starting to think boots don't exist. What about Herondar? Ring, hands, back. Okay. Well, let's go do... Here, let's do this first. A little cataloging quest. Engineering's really cheap. I said a penny and I mean it. I don't want to spend a penny. Here, this will make me some marl. We're pretty close. We'll be able to we'll be able to get there. Good morning, good morning. Everything but boots, right? There must be boots in like the World Quest loot table. They must be possible. How's everybody doing? That was a Delvemain war with it. Undercoin about to get nuked from orbit anyhow. Might as well spend it. I'm a Heronir druid. I'm the new race, Heronir. He does look a bit elfy though, doesn't he? Alright. That was worth something. I want to go back to Herondar. Here, we'll set our loot spec to Resto. I want to go back to Zolomon, rather. I've done my pray for the week already. I'm gonna do world quests. And maybe pick up a couple herbs. I just need 13%. It's not too bad. Let's get this. I do this every time. Not familiar with crow form? He does. He's Cat Mint, the crazy cat man. I never did try... I could fly by Dame Bloodshed and see if she wants to drop the pet today. I like seeing the bar like move a tiny bit every time we like pick a flower. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Big YouTube watcher here. Did you end up getting your last mount? I did, yeah. It dropped a week ago today. It dropped last Sunday. Almost 90? Yeah. They can make Blood Elves Druids. We've got their cat forms covered. Links. In the Botanica, there is a Blood Elf Druid, and I'm pretty sure he turns into a Lynx. And that dungeon's from BC, so they've been had that idea. That one's been around. How did I stack Perception? Blue Midnight Fishing Rod with a Perception Enchant, Perception File, Sanguithorn Tea. That was all I did. I'm sure you could do... I didn't do Bloomline. I didn't bother. It was too expensive. I didn't want to spend any gold at all. I wanted to make gold, not spend gold. I guess I spent a bit of gold on the Perception File and the tea, but it wasn't like thousands or anything. Yeah, I think the file worked. Was fishing the way to go? I think it's the only way to get that mount. I was fishing for the nether swept drake, the nether warped egg. I was fishing in Voidstorm for a few days. I think I'm having a couple different conversations. I think I'm getting a bit confused. Did take the time crafting the purple rod because I had the vitality. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt. My intention is to fly to Zolomon and do a world quest there. I'm just getting sidetracked by all the nodes I want to pick up on the way. I do terrible damage. This is just a random mob. Fishing my druid last for like 50-ish casts with just the rod and some root crabs. Maybe the file would help. You get an extra 30 perception from the tool enchant as well. You can apply that to your fishing rod. Rare. I don't know if I can beat him, though. This character is pretty bad. I don't know if I have Soothe on my bar. I have Soothe in general. I don't know if I have it on my bar, though. I'm on that hunt. 2 of 8. Good luck, good luck. I just realized he's an Amani feller, and they mean it like as in somebody who fells trees and not as in like a fellow with a heavy accent. Go chat with that Amani feller. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey, how's it going? It's going pretty good. How are you doing? I am just leveling up my... my druid here. I'm level 89 and 90%. And in true Hazel fashion, I'm picking all of the worst, slowest, and least efficient ways to get my last little scrap of experience. Bad timing, right? I thought maybe the rare would be good, but I overestimated my abilities. Scaling's pretty rough at 89. I'm also missing... I've got heirloom legs still that won't have scaled up. I've got level 11 boots, which is a bit tough. We're now in 8 delves. Got 2 days left. Oh, you got it. Yeah, there are myriad better ways I could be doing this, but I'm being stubborn. 15 seconds. I shouldn't get myself into any trouble until I can, I shouldn't get into any trouble until I can, whatchamacallit, at least have my, my res sickness gone. I don't know if they upgraded heirlooms. They scaled to 69, right? Yeah, they scaled to 69, so I guess not. Nice, right? Yeah. Beaten Elias after your stream yesterday, thanks to a guide or chatter suggested. Oh, awesome. Very nice, very nice. Convoke would have got the rare down. There we go. This is going to give me a weapon upgrade. I feel like it also might be enough XP to finish this. Still so bitter on the heirloom change. That's a long time to be bitter. That one happened a while ago. Gonna have to use a health potion. These are just ordinary mobs. Oh dear. That hurt. Kind of looking for ones that aren't near combat mobs. Really could have just gone with normal and hard. Yeah. Agree. I wonder if they thought that calling it normal and heroic would have like too much baggage and people would expect a certain difficulty based on that. I don't know, I think you could have called it normal and mythic. But yeah, the question mark thing, confusing to type and say. Here we go. So that got me halfway. And it gave me an offhand. Oh, you know why? I changed my loot spec. Because I want to ultimately be resto, so I don't really need agi stuff. Let's go try the fish guts thing. Also, we got an Amani Renown cache we could maybe turn in, although I don't think that's good for XP. 12%. It's like 30k XP. So, what are we saying? Like 15 different, like one world quest or 15 different herbs in ore. I don't think I would even need to get a water breathing thing. I'm a druid. I can just Oh, I'd have to kill things though, don't I? Did I get any fish guts? No. I guess I wasn't fighting a fish. Yeah, I can't say I didn't call it. What about these little guys? Maybe these ones will be easier to fight. I do this every time. I used to be able to do quite well because I would look for quests that didn't need you to go into combat. I would look for dragon racing quests and pet battle quests. Like world quests. And those were awesome for leveling ult through like a last little bit like this because you didn't need to actually like fight mobs and remind yourself like what horrific scaling you have. But no more dragon races. There are some that use the same mechanic. Not as easy to find. They used to have such a cute little icon. Oh, I think I'm far enough into this now. You only need to worry about movement and healing, don't even have to interrupt. Just level a bunch of alts. 10 levels with only those. 12-1 Nemesis has a Simon Says mechanic that Tally's been talking about a lot. In like a good way? Like it sounds fun kind of thing, or? Miss the gold we used to get doing dragon races back in Dragonflight. I didn't appreciate it enough while we had it. I should have done more of them while those were active. I love doing that. It was so satisfying to get 500 gold just for doing like a fun little race. I missed that. Even in the War Within, I would do it for like 100 gold, even though I felt a bit ripped off. I would still do it. No Mama is in very hard to do. Well, we'll see. I think it was 500. I don't recall getting 5,000 gold per race. I'm pretty sure it was 500. Oh, in a mean to ADHD way. Oh. People are just gonna get someone IRL to help with Simon Says. Sort of like a Lura situation? There's an add-on for it. I don't think those are allowed anymore. Not sure. Okay, we'll have to see. It's a good thing that I bought myself a couple of health potions. Clearly I'm not qualified to just fight 3 of these things at once. How are we doing? That's 12 fish guts. It shows you 4 quadrants. You go in each of them and then it does the second time. Doesn't show you. So you have to memorize the pattern. They already broke the add-on someone made for it. I wonder how long the patterns are that they're expecting people to memorize. Seven? That's bold. That's about as many as a person can keep in short-term memory. Am I gonna perish? Perhaps. old memory fried. We need 2 more lumpy fish guts, I believe. Hey, there we go. 4 warband mentors for midnight. That is my 4th level 90. We did it. Happy birthday to me. Had a flashback to the Simon Says game from the TBC Ogre Zone. I don't know if I can do 7 things to remember. Too old. It's hashtag age discrimination. Nice. Now, you know what I want to do? I'm not going to like set him up and everything today, but I do want to go plunder my, I'd love to plunder my bank. So, let's set ourselves up as resto. I asked my brother to stand behind me, try to pay attention to it so he can tell me. Hashtag brother discrimination. Warband bank, alright. Not all my die. Okay. Leather. Please tell me there's boots in here. We have shoulders. And they are champion. Oh, they're here, 3 of 6. That's nice. We have a champion chest piece. We have leather wrists. And gloves. And a belt. The belt is champion. And then pants. Champion pants. Alright. And then what about fingers? Have a couple of rings. Champion, 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 champion. Looks like maybe this one. And then maybe this one. What about neck? Yeah, a couple necks. This one's a damage dealing neck, but it's got better secondaries. But this one's champion, so let's do that. And then what about a back piece? Either one of these would be fine. They've got the same stats, more or less. Champion 1 of 6, Champion 4 of 6. Let's use the better one. This is probably the last character I'm gearing up this patch. Trinkets? Trinkies? I got 1 trinket. Sure. Alright, so we're starting at 157. Oh yeah, we'll have to look for weapons as well. There we go, 214. Let me look at weapons. Any stabs? There's an Agi staff. What do we got? What about daggers? Agi dagger. I can't use swords. Certainly can't use glaives. That's Agi. That's a fist weapon, sword, glaive. I can use maces, but it is Agi. I was looking for like an int weapon. I have offhands. I don't think I have an int main hand. Handy. Alright. I think I've had just about enough of this for the moment. I guess we can catalyze for set bonus. May as well. Shoulders. It's the end of the season, so it's not like I will be using the set bonus long, but if I do play it next season, it might be nice to have going in. There you go. Easy 4 set. That'll do. You wanting to do keys with him? I don't know what I want with him. I was mostly just leveling him because I did get my 8th mount. I did. And we even fished up the nether egg after that. Alright, well that's done for the moment. Let me take a break, be right back, and then we'll figure out something else to do. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Meow. You coming? I went and visited somebody who's thinking about maybe coming to join us. You wanna come see? Come say hi? Oh, big stretch. How you doing? Come here. That's my boy. That's my little baby. Hi. How are you? He does a thing sometimes when you're cuddling with him. He just kind of like leans his head back to like look for you. What kind of mood are you in? You had a nice little nap? You just like a little teddy bear. Cute. Oh, that's quite the thumbnail you have. I'll work on it later. Tiki, what do I do now? I am really struggling to think of something to do. I'm finishing all my goals. I'm running out of things that I can finish with the remaining time available to us. Oh, I don't know why I'm switching to this and there's nothing to see over there. Farm Gold World Quest. Push Delves. Classic ATT Random Hunt. That sounds best so far. Stock up on some of the housing items. I have them already. I have extras of the things I wanted. Yeah, there's always more alts. I don't think I want to level any further. I had thought about setting up my warrior, and I had thought about decorating my house. I'm not really, I think, thinking either of those are a good idea for right now. It's time to jump. Not to alarm you, you've got Void in your lap. Sure, you want to see my Palworld base? I haven't logged into Palworld in a few days. I'm starting to think I'm not going to finish. I don't think I will. Yay. Oh, there you go. You just sit and enjoy the kitty. The problem is the All the Things Random might give me something I can get in a day, and it might not. I guess there's only one way to find out, huh? No. I could use a good cuddle, huh? How about you? How are you feeling? Cat cuddle in chat. No, I did Neleus once. I don't think I need to repeat it. I don't know that there's any benefit to doing it again. I kind of want to avoid any activities that lend themselves to backseating. I'm not really in a mood for unsolicited advice at this time. So I'm trying to be smart and not pick something that's going to lead to a lot of unsolicited advice. And that's sometimes a tricky thing to come up with. Yeah, I finished the Amani fishing. Make transmogs. Hey! You shouldn't play with that. I shouldn't play with that. Let's have neither of us play with that. You had the biggest eyes. Enter your world PvP era. Slay every horde you see. Decor hunting. And if you're for a while, I forget the urge for folks to backseat. And sometimes it's not such a big deal, but sometimes it just feels like a bit much and I'm just not really prepared for it. Did you catch all the battle pets? I got all the new wild ones. I have the new safari achievement. I don't have all my pets leveled, but I think that's okay. This is a very nice cat. He feels good. Sporefall. Yeah, I did do a Sporefall. Love the crinkle name. Check out viewer houses? I don't know. I don't think I can give people what they want. I don't have much left to give. Let's see, all the things. I did want to do a bit of Slayer's Duel, that's a good point. Let's to see how long. Yeah, there's a handful of world quests left that would give us a bit of rep. Let's do that. Part of me wants to set up arms, and the other part of me doesn't want to set up arms because I don't want to hear a word about how I'm doing it wrong, and I would for sure be doing it wrong, so maybe let's not do that. We can just stick to Fury. No, I can't end stream early. We can't do that. Oh, Tiki. How are we doing on how are we doing on what are we calling it? Slayer's Duellum rep. Honored, 3.8 honored. I did the weekly already, but wouldn't hurt to. You get 300 rep for every additional world quest. I should turn off rare scanner. Don't need it right now. Hello, Jedi Bob. How you doing? Yeah, I normally have no lack of things to do late patch. It's just the matter of I have this weird need to not start something I can't finish, and I have like an hour. You're supposed to thunderclap after you rend? What if thunderclap applies rend? What then? I don't know if this one is... It's just the ones with the little swords on them, right? That are Duellum rep. I feel like that one's just going to be regular Singularity rep. Not 1000% sure. Can't do it wrong. Just take the keyboard, smash face. Yeah. You can still... You do get Duellum rep from that? Let's see. Some lumber over here. Do you think glass or plastic is more expensive? Usually glass? Probably depends. Never done Duellum, forgot it existed. I have done very little of it. It's got some mounts. I don't yearn for them or anything, but when I'm looking at my stockpile of Marl and I'm thinking what should I spend my Marl on, Duellum keeps kind of jumping out because it's got mounts that I don't have for Marl. You should consider what to do while waiting for what rhymes with dust leather to spawn. Why would companies put their cheap wine in a glass bottle? I get annoyed at that sometimes too, because it's much harder to recycle. Not wine specifically, but some other things. Spending Marl sounds wrong. Yeah, I heard there's a mountain pet in the Paragon cache as well. Do you know about the weekly and the daily? I did the weekly. I don't know if I knew there was a daily. Should we look? Let's go look. Let's see. Almost at 100k Marl for Season 2 stuff. That's quite the stockpile. Single serve aluminum Tetra packs of wine had a moment a few years ago. I always thought it was a shame that didn't take off. Need to do this rep, but also Voidstorm. I don't really mind the zone. This must be the quest we're after. What do you want? No. Wait, hang on. Let me read it again. Oh, with the Masters Champion. It's only 100 rep, though. Ah, fine. No! I'm not waiting 2 minutes because I want to fight the NPC instead of a player. For 100 rep, are you crazy? Absolutely not! Yeah, the 1000 rep one worth doing. I've done that already. That one can bite me. Like, what do you mean I can't use this item yet? Looted a story of memorable victory from a mob and avoid assault? Big memorable victory? Paragon mount for this faction awful. You don't like it? Spend more time out of dungeons than you do spend in them to get Marl. Yeah. I feel a bit that way about gold making sometimes, is that like it doesn't really matter what you do, you just have to play the game. I'm sure there are things you can do that spend more gold than they earn, but a lot of the stuff that I end up doing will usually have some gold as a side effect. One more thingy. I don't even know how to get tons of gold without selling keys or raids or playing the auction house. I think playing the auction house is most of it. If you're gonna not do that and you're just gonna raw gold or like farm things to sell, you're gonna make some gold, but it's not gonna be crazy. People doing that typically will have a lot of alts and they'll do weeklies on their alts. Do everything and don't buy enchants and consumables. Oh man, I can't get away with that. I have to have the enchants. I don't do enchants and consumes on alts though. I'm cheap AF. I'm cheap where I can get away with it, but sometimes I still want to try and be competitive. Oh, there's a lot. Tag that one. First week of housing crafted decor scam money is running out slowly. Man, that was how I bought tokens. I made so much gold doing that. I spent them on tokens to save for buying the last Titan. I have some Blizzard balance banked so that when they eventually are trying to sell us the last Titan, I can pre-order it or whatever without having to break out the actual credit card. Hi, Tuna. When did you get there? How long have you been there? Hi, buddy. Come here. Come here. How long have you been there? Oh. Tuna's not feeling the lap vibes right now. My PC does not like Twitch. Healer, no need for consumes on homework keys, which is significant savings. Sneaky Tuna. Tuna, are you stalking Tiki? Why do you look like that? Try not to knock anything over. It's got a crazy look in his eye. Kitty. Yeah, so we got 300 rep last time. Not the only person doing this. Billion so I can get tier 3 completed. I don't craft much gear. I will, with a great deal of complaining, get 2 pieces crafted so I can have my embellishes, and then that's it. My sparks will stack up after that. And I usually have to go through like about a month of whining before I finally get around to crafting my embellish pieces, because that's how long it takes for me to get to the point where I even have enough like crests to do it to the highest degree, and I can't be bothered to do it early and then upgrade them. I don't want to do it twice. Hi Hazel, how are the fur babies? Hi Runelite. They're doing good. Babies are doing good. The kitties are getting so big. I don't think that's what I need to be doing. Tuna, how are you? Tuna's lying in wait. Tuna likes ambushing his brother. He likes finding little hidden nooks where he can be unnoticed, and then he'll wait for hours for Tiki to just like stroll by so that he can get him. It's like watching someone get ganked. It's funny. I mean, he doesn't like get him. He just spooks him a bit, but Tuna's very committed to it. He will lay in wait in some weird hiding spot for ages. Cats at 3 years old still do this. It's extra funny when I didn't even know that Tuna was hiding there. Like, sometimes you'll just see Tuna spring out of nowhere to ambush Tiki, and you'll be like, he was there the whole time? Like, I haven't seen Tuna in a while. What do you think happened to him? He's probably found somewhere weird. Meow, meow. Hi, baby. You coming back? Watch out, there's Tuna. Oh, sure. Did the new PvP Elite sets in all classes, and now I feel burned out for Season 2. All classes, that's a big project. Wow. Hi. What would you like? You want pets? I can pet you. Hello everyone, how are we today? Hello Melanth. Doing not too bad. Getting some miscellaneous things done on the last day of my, well, it's not the last day of patch, but it's my last day of patch. Working on the Delva cheese for healer and tank. Done the one as damage. Nice. Are they seasonal? Might be seasonal. Wow. Just as every Midnight Delve, so I'm sure it could be done next season too. I almost have it done as healer. And I do have it done as damage. There's 2 of them I would need to do as a healer, and I've done none of them as a tank. Guess I can try and do this one too. See if it's good for Duellum Rep. Worth about 1100 gold. It doesn't look like it would be, but maybe it is. Same achievement as the War Within Delves. Yeah. I mean, it does say Midnight Delver. And it does list the Midnight Delves. You could swap roles right before the boss to get credit for those. If you were only maining a class that could tank for Season 2. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I could do them on Warrior and then just use the role swap trick, then that's all fine and good. Housing XP question. 10k available to me via endeavors. If you have housing XP stacked up, you won't lose it. If you haven't earned it, then you haven't earned it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. But like if you're looking at like your house interface and it's saying that you have like 19k XP through level 9, when new levels come out, they'll automatically be earned. If your endeavor ends and you didn't... You'll get a new endeavor to work on after that. It's kind of like letting a world quest expire. Like, I guess technically it's a loss to you, but I wouldn't stress about it too much. When it comes to older heroic dungeon achievements, do people tend to wait for time walking to get them? Sometimes people will, like, coordinate a group to go back. Has housing changed gameplay in any way? Changed it? No, not really. There's more things to collect now. It's like a whole new vector of collecting. Don't think you'll want to do the achievements in time walking. Tuna's kind of sitting on the left-hand side of my keyboard, so some of my keybinds are a bit covered by Tuna butt. Do I need to run Magister's Terrace 100 more times because I need more bookshelves count as changing gameplay? Yeah, a little bit. If this just gives me Singularity rep after all of this. Tuna's a butts? This one does. Tuna's my cat. Tuna's one of my cats. Just having thoughts, and I'm kind of working through them, trying to decide which one's gonna be good to say on stream. What's likely to start a nice conversation? Legion Dungeon Hero metas, unironically one of the hardest things I've done in the game. Legion Dungeon Hero. I have such sporadic completion of Dungeon Heroes. Anytime that my friends are like, oh man, we're doing an achievement run, I try to go because I know that if I don't go when people are doing it around me, I'll never ever do it. I'm never going to be the person that's like organizing them. Looks like I got a bunch of that done. Not everything though. There's an achievement for defeating some boss that I've long since forgotten about after every party has read the entire steamy romance saga within Cathedral of Eternal Night on Mythic difficulty. Do both, we'll pick one each, you can have 2 convos at once. I'm trying to think of a conversation that's not a massive bummer. Debating doing it. Could also just try to get 2K. No, we're not going to do politics. Oh dear. It was Slayer's Duellum rep. I stand corrected. And it's 1100 gold. It's 1100 gold we get to keep. Who's attacking my knee? Is that Tiki? Must be. What if I just exit out of the game until the new patch instead? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Change my transmog style from hero of the world to person who kind of wants to look like an NPC. Need to make more of an effort doing the world quests that give you 1k gold. Yeah, I could have a decent amount of gold, I think, if I just did those in all of my alts on top of weeklies. I don't know that I want the gold that badly, though. Sky and Silvermane, a little odd. Is this part of the next patch? I've never observed it properly before. I think it's tied to the storyline. There was something going on here. Do I want it to give me transmog? Anything? Decor? Maybe an item. This isn't going well. Let's go home for a moment. Have a think about it in the privacy of our own yard. I don't know if Abyss Anglers is going away. I haven't had the, I haven't heard anything. I think it's just a core duel. What's this? Denver's overlay panel. I wonder if that's from... Let's just turn that off. I used to have this plot. Plot 32. I like it. It's up in the hills. Kind of overlooks a few things. I can kind of look down onto some of my friends' homes. I would skip the conversation options. Have you ever listened to the full conversations in Midnight? I seem to skip. Now I skip too. I've been skipping cutscenes. Every time I tell myself I'm going to watch a cutscene, I make it about 8 seconds in, and then I just go, oops. Move to one of the more fall type zones. Plot 1. I don't think there was a mount for Abyss Anglers. There's Mog and Decor. Pretty sure I hit 1k cast for the egg, but subtracting leveling to 300 and newbie Dragonflight pull for a bunch of those, figure I'm 27 cast into the grind. Holy. Any new mini games in Midnight? Hungry Black Hole is a toy, minigame toy that they added in Midnight. Hungry what now? Hungry Black Hole? You ever seen this one? You're trying to eat meat. Oops. And avoid the little glowing thing. And it kind of speeds up over time. This one's new. It's a toy you can get in Voidstorm. Oops. I'm not very good at it. They really look like shrimps, don't they? Nope, that's it. Got the toy, never tried it, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like it when they add stuff like that. Something extra to do while you're waiting for stuff. Are they not shrimps? I figured they were shrimps. I have to assume Blizzard intended the obvious innuendo with Hungry Black Hole? Are we not just talking about space? Or am I getting mixed up in another thing? Mechagon not been here for many years. Ah, Sky Reach. This is how you know it's bad. Look at those people still here. There's people. Hi, people. There's a dead Mechanome. That's grim. There's a live Mechanome who appears nude. There's a panda. Chat, are we good? I figure if I'm gonna sit here and accomplish nothing, I may as well accomplish nothing in front of where Rustfeather spawns. People are leaving though, it looks like maybe I just missed it. Good then, hype. I like the lightsaber swords. Yeah, those are neat actually. Anima siphoning sword. I might as well try for Rustfeather too. Got lucky with these mounts. Oh sure. From Tazavesh. Yeah, I got the new Catboy mug on. I was setting up profiles, and I guess I still could, if I wanted something to do with time, where I was using Fitter to match Mogs with mounts and pets and whatnot. Oh gosh, why is it so loud? Hold on. Let's turn something down. It's noisy. Oh, it's because I had sound turned up way loud for when I was fishing. Is that a croquet mallet? Might be time for me to AFK in the Argentina, see if a Dark Iron or Mechanome wants to swing by so I can get the achieve. Trying to finish the Nether Warped Egg. We'll see how long I can handle sitting here. Ah, shovel. Gotcha. Decorative Niffin sword, it says. pick flying mounts that go with the Mogs that I have, I suppose. Hope that I notice that Ruthfeather spawned by virtue of some crashing noises. You can toast yourself in the Argentina. That's handy. Because I know I set up lots of stuff for the pirate one. I didn't set up mounts for this set yet. This set's kind of just like pajamas. Very pajama mog. Oh, gotta be the comfy quilt, for sure. Trading post. Swords are from the trading post. Glimmer's fish stick. With the little Murloc plushies on them. I think I might take a Nushala off there, actually. I think the quilt is the only way to go. Oh, here you go. There's the set. So now whenever we pull out this transmog set, which I feel like needs a different icon. It needs like a Murloc icon. Or at least the Yeti boots. We have a flying mount, a ground mount, aquatic mount, pet set up. What title goes with this? It's an add-on called Fitter that lets you associate a selection of things with your transmog sets. Funny boots, but your weapon bombers hit the ground. Yeah, they clip. There's Whelp Tender. Smelly seems a bit mean. I like the part-timer title, but it doesn't really suit it. I just never get a chance to use it. Hi, Tuna. You sure you don't want to cuddle? Could be Merrymaker. Hope we get some good trading post months soon. They've been meh. Lets me save. Yeah. Oh, big stretch. Definitely not a cultist. Oh, there we go. Murgler Glur of Gurgle Murgle. That's perfect. And then you can also pick a... Oh, hi, Toonie. You can pick a Hearthstone. You can pick, like, transform toys. You can also, I think, set zones to associate it with, but... Be Petal Feet's Hearthstone.
Good fortune to all friends of the Grummels.
So now if I swap myself into that mug, it's going to pull out Glimmer. It's going to change my title. Although the title change I find to be a bit finicky. But the mount macro is now working for the quilt. Come on, that's cute. There was another mog I wanted to pick out stuff to go with. It was the Loa Speaker one. So this mog. Do we have a Loa Speaker title? We must have. I feel like sometimes the titles in this list are like a little bit funky. They're alphabetical. There we go, Loa Speaker Crinkle. And then we want Amani, Wind Caller, Flying Mount. Ground Mount doesn't really matter, but maybe we'll grab a Pango. Maybe the blue one that matches the Mog. What about the little birdies? I don't remember what they're called. There's like little Amani bird hatchlings. There's got to be one that matches. Let's do the Emberwing hatchling.
Beware of Yeti.
So now when I switch into that, it summons, yeah, it summons my little Emberwing. And then my mount is the Wind Collar. Yeah, that's good. The mod is called Fitter. F-I-T-T-E-R. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I do have the Murgle title. Oh, it changed my title this time. And then if I go into Swabby... I wonder if it just takes a while. I like having a whole action bar just for different outfits and costumes. I haven't done a Rustfeather kill in a long time. A keel something? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's one of them. Didn't get the rest for their mount. I never did either. I'm missing a few notable, like, world boss rare mounts, like Rustfeather. I don't have the Arachnoid Harvester. I don't have Karokta. I don't have Breezebiter, and I don't have Soundless. And you say them all together like that, it makes it sound like I haven't done anything. What have I been doing all these years? Happy to report, banana bread turned out scrumptious. Can recommend. Excellent. Can you imagine the luck of getting Rustfeather so close to the egg? Just on, like, a random single kill. The problem with Rustfeather is I'm having a hard time, like, imagining what it would take to actually, like, kind of brute force it. Like, obviously you would want a lot of ults out here. It used to be that it would live long enough that you could tag it on a character, log out, log into your next character, and still tag it, assuming you run the same shard, and get 2 chances per spawn, but you really can't get away with that anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I do have the Mechagon teleport, which helps. Come here. Come here. Oh. Nice spot. There you go. What am I saying the Rustfeather spawn time is? 20 minutes? 25? 15? Probably not 15. Doesn't sound right. 15? 15 is not so bad. If it's 15, it must be almost up. Gonna make sure I don't, make sure I don't... Oh. Miss him when he spawns because I'm too busy, too busy enjoying tuna. You gotta get him in the right mood and then he'll cuddle. You get sleepy. Go for title and your warrior for the current season. I thought about trying to do dungeons just to kind of come to grips with it, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll do it live.
I'm taking you all with me.
Yeah, I think for getting out to Mechagon, I can use the dungeon teleport. I don't see why that wouldn't work for my ults. It would just be a lot of streams of just sort of sitting here waiting for it to spawn. It would be fun if it finally dropped, though. Should make sure I have rarity turned on. I did not. Let's do that. I'm sure I have many attempts of past years that are not counted, but we could start counting from now. What do you think the big next thing in Last Titan is gonna be? You mean like a big gameplay feature? Or what do you mean? Big next thing? I'm thinking housing was kind of the big midnight thing. I don't know what they would do for Last Titan. War Within had delves. They can't just keep adding stuff. That's evergreen. They're gonna have too many things. Sitting waiting for spawn tuna is a good time, right? He's warm and that feels nice. He's purring. I think I woke him up. It's hard to pick up the cats when they're sleepy. You have to kind of spatula them up from both ends. Tally thinks they might not do another new class again. New specs might be in the future. Hi. How are ya? How are you doing? Finally adding Dance Studio would be really funny. Hi. Just give people a bunch of moves and let them mix and match. It's okay, you can sleep here. Oh, Arachnid Harvester spawned. That purr's therapeutic. He's so cute. My baby. Hi. He's blinking at me. Is this okay? I think this'll do. I think he's made his peace with living here with me. I think it's not so bad here. Oh. What are you doing with these beans? What are you doing with this chicken leg? Tuna likes to sleep on his back sometimes, which is very funny. Moose does that. I've seen dogs do that, where they'll roll onto their back and they'll have their legs up, kind of over top of them, all bent up, and they'll sleep. But Tuna's the only cat that I've ever seen sleep, like, just on his back, like, directly on his spine, with his head just back and his mouth open and his legs all curled up. It's pretty funny. Hi. Oh, you're nice and warm. What a life. Can't say I'm doing everything wrong. I'm kinda happy Tuna. Void Cat would do that all the time. Oh. You're so fuzzy. You're such a little fuzzy teddy bear. You gonna chew on me? Probably shouldn't let you bite me. Doesn't hurt though. That first coming through so loud and clear. He's cozy. He's kind of slipping a little bit. There you go. I know, I woke you up. Do you think Rust Feather's gonna spawn soon? Late Void Boy used to love sitting like that as well. Would intentionally slide down so you had to support him with your entire arm and then only use it for holding him. Yeah, I know that move. Hi. Trying to make a casual city living mod, never figure out what to do about the weapon slot. Is it a two-hander? I feel like in main hand, offhands, you have lots of options. Two-handers are a bit harder to be casual about. There you go. Just hide them while sheathed. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can just select to hide. If Last Titan's supposed to be the end of current WoW and they're trying to bring all storylines full circle. Maybe we don't win, we all have to evacuate, start over. I have heard that idea before. I wouldn't be for it or against it. I'm a bit skeptical though. I think it would be a very risky thing for them to do, to leave Azeroth. And I don't know if they stand to gain a lot for it. Does Rustfeather do his own yell when he spawns as well? Also, there's a hot air balloon here. I would want to keep my achieves. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't wipe achievements or collections or anything. It would be ridiculous of them to do that. What are you biting? Ow! Ow! Maybe don't bite that. Leaving Azeroth would be too bold. Another Cata-style world update seems more likely. I think they do it zone by zone. I don't think they ever do all the zones in one go ever again. That's my guess. I could see a time jump. I would buy that. Is the entire backside of the map to do something with? Our continents are only one side of the globe, so to speak. Hey, Squishy. Mr. Tuna. How's Mr. Tuna today? My partner got interrupted sleep last night because apparently in the middle of the night Tuna woke up and wanted to come under the covers for a cuddle. So they did that for like a while before everybody got back to sleep. I slept through it. He says he thinks sometimes Tuna wakes up with bad dreams and wants to come under the covers. I hope you're not having bad dreams, buddy. Oh. Something's happening. Oh, I'm not cut out for this. I don't think I'm... Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this. If that's all the warning that I get, there's no way. I'm in a party, but I didn't tag it. Let's just call that a man we don't need. That's why I stopped the Rustfeather farm. Yeah, I need like a heads up or something. I need something that I can't miss. If I'm gonna sit around and wait for 15-20 minutes for it to spawn, I can't. I mean, I guess I turned rare scanner off. Maybe that would have given me a heads up. But like, if it's that easy to miss it, there's no way I would miss it too much. It would be just too tilting. It needs some health protection or something like the modern ones get. Yeah, if it should be untaggable for a while or do like a sound or something. Dies before you have time to react. Yeah, no, there's no way that's happening. Well, now I know. Learned something. Oh. There you go. Any rare that can drop a mount that isn't in the current expansion should have protection. Was it good content? At least there's this. At least we have this content. This is helping me out a little bit. What can I do with just my mouse hand without disturbing my little baby here? Thinking through some different ideas. Starting to see why streamers just react to stuff all day. We'll have plenty to do next week because the new zone will be out and we'll be able to kind of unlock it and do some new content, and I can be, you know, doing like new... I guess the season won't have started yet, but I can be getting the character set up and geared up and whatnot. I don't even want to set up my arms bars. I'm not going to do a good job of it right now. See it now. Hazel reacts to how to clean your gutters. Oh, don't remind me about the gutters. I don't have it in me right now. I do have to get up there. What's up, Hazel? Hi, Lucas. Not too much. Not too much going on. Contemplating playing arms yet at this moment. Has no arms. I don't have enough arms to play arms. Left arm is occupied. Spoken for. Hi. Happy Sunday. This isn't great. You have to spec arms singular, right? Hey Hazel, hello Doubleboard, how you doing today? How are things with you? They updated a Flash in the Voids. You can open Sanctified banners, still get the flickering title. I thought I heard something about that. That's good news. Doing good. How are you? I'm doing okay. Can't complain. A little wagon over here. I don't know if I've ever ridden a wagon around the neighborhood. Set for the new season? I think so. I think we're pretty set and ready to go. I don't even remember doing that. I remembered a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm a little too ready for next season. Kitty's living his best life. He still looks a little bit like a kitten, but he's mostly assumed cat form now. Started in Shadowlands after a long time. Kind of liked this season, TBH. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I think next season's gonna be fun too. Especially if I like set really specific goals so I know exactly like what I'm working towards. Oh man, that cart's really struggling to get over the threshold. Probably not a bad way to tour the neighborhood. I don't think we have like a very full neighborhood. Maybe it's the housing which made it more fun, more community-like. Housing's pretty fun. Oh, someone's waving to me. I think an NPC. Do you think these horses are meant to be attached to the cart? He's just kind of got them on leashes. NPCs come take photos of your plot? They do what? They do what? That's invasive. Yeah. It's like an Animal Crossing when Tom Nook's like, yeah, they're gonna come into your house every Sunday to rate your decor, and I'm like, they will do no such thing. Thought it was another player, but noticed an NPC turns up today and snaps some photos. Oh, man. This cart must do the lap of the whole neighborhood, huh? I'm sorry. You feeling like you want to get up? Let's sit up. I don't think we're liable to drive by another player's house for some time, not until we get to the coast. Yeah, I blanking a little bit. There's flight paths out here I never got. Should I hop out and go pick it up and then hop back on? Favorite thing about housing? I like that I get to make it mine. I like that there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no like score system that you have to fulfill by placing a certain amount of matching things or anything. I get that. I like that you can really do anything, and it lets me make it. Oh, hey, an NPC just hopped on. It's a local. Lets you, I don't know, make it feel like you. Relaxing season's hitting. I need some chill vibes until my nose recovers. Got into Mythic Plus this past week. Just found out season ends in a couple of days. Yeah. Tough timing, but you'll be freshly practiced to start the new season basically from the jump when it starts in a week or so. Oh, you getting down, Toonie? I had a nice cuddle. Thanks for coming. He's thinking about where he wants to be. Turn my view distance up. Just for now. Murloc's under the cart. Yep. Definitely safe, for sure not a problem, not a hazard. Here's one of my neighbor's houses. Hi Hazel, what did you do today? Hi Pet Peppy. I leveled Catmint to level 90. And I did my Slayer's Duellum World quests. And now I'm taking a really nice slow lap around the neighborhood in the cart. I had a nice cuddle with Tuna. Oh, I camped Rustfeather and then failed to tag him. That was exciting. That was a real display of my accomplishments. What's a typical afternoon evening consist of post-stream? Varies a lot. There's also what I should be doing and then what I actually do. Yesterday I slept a lot and then I spent hours reading a book. And then I spent some time at a desk attempting to work and not accomplishing anything. And then I went to bed and read more book. The book's good. The nap was good. The lack of progress not great. Look at how warm colored it is out here. Oh, respect that. Yeah. It's one of those, like, I don't know. Could have been worse days. No, I didn't accomplish anything, and yes, I'm kind of avoiding my problems, but I'm not avoiding them in the most self-destructive way possible. What's your house like? Gotta check if you have a video about that. I show it in the stream intro, actually. Any of my recent YouTube streams will have it in the beginning of the VOD. Because, oh, we parking for a while? Oh, this guy's getting out. Hello. I could go show my house. I'm just kind of on a cart right now. Yeah, we can go have a walkthrough. Figured out what to go with. Went with a druid Heronir. Felt like the druid aspect with the backstory of the Heronir sounded fun. Plus, I think healing might be worth trying. Very nice. Yeah, that sounds like lots of fun. Yeah, I'll show you my house. I'm up here in the hills. Little pub, my favorite spot in the neighborhood. Here I am. This one's me. I want to change it, but I don't feel up to making changes that I'll be happy with, so I'd bet I'll leave it alone for now. Cozy. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not like a crazy decorator like some people are. So it's fine. I've got a little patio overlooking the cliff top. My little hot tub. Would you consider visiting other people's houses on stream? Not feeling it. Got wine, that's all that matters. I'm a Fizco decorator. What does that mean? No, I don't think anything in the house has changed since the intro filming. Got about 20 videos bookmarked for things I'd like to try in housing, never get around to doing. I tried looking at a few today because I thought, oh, it's a, you know, it was an open stream. I could decorate my house, and I watched a couple of videos on how to put things together, and I felt like I might cry. Don't have that in me right now. Yeah, here's a little entryway, little foyer, little bowl for your keys, some miscellaneous junk, little spot to wash your hands, hang up your backpack. This is the streaming room. Psychotic? Yeah, the plushie collection. We've reached a point where I now have the shelf largely filled. The bottom two don't usually get filled because that's where actual pets might go. Without needing to like double up on any given color. Obviously I've got a large version of the Murloc over here. This is fish tank. There's the desk. This is probably the nicest part of the whole house. You've got some various blinky blunky cables. You've got sort of a facsimile PC and mouse and keyboard. I am planning to make guides for the new patch raid. I am. I like the camera quite a bit. I put that together myself. Yeah, it's Magic Quill in the fish tank. Kind of a living room. You've got some books just to kind of fill this corner because I didn't really know what else to do with that corner. You've got a little couch and rug set up and some snacks and a fire. And then you've got a dining table and some food and some more bread on the sideboard and whatnot. It does kind of imply that you bring a whole cherry pie with you when you sit down to stream. Perhaps I should. I don't like eating on stream if I can avoid it. It makes me really uncomfortable. Something about people watching me eat and then being unhappy with how I'm eating just really drives me around the bend. I'd rather just like not. It's one of the reasons I don't do very long streams. Here's a kitchen. I was gonna add an oven, but again, I kind of panicked. This is about as cabinety as I've managed to make it happen. Followed you because of that room. Making your game room at your IRL room was really cool. Eating a banana with a peel on or something? No, but there's always going to be somebody that's doesn't like watching eating or doesn't like eating sounds or is like, oh no, I heard it, and that's normal. There's a lot of people with misophonia, but it's just kind of a whole landmine that's easier to avoid. Here's the bedroom. The bedroom's nice. There's nothing quite like trying to eat something and then being told that you're gross. To really mess with your head, even though, like, yeah, the eating sound probably is gross. No, I didn't mean it to come through the microphone. Yes, I will cry now. This is a little bed nook. That's good. Crushing an entire cherry pie. Every stream would go crazy for anyone. I like this spot. I feel like a little cutout, a little bump out in a room for your bed nook is like one of the nicest ways to make it cozy. This is the T-shaped room. This is a bunch of wasted space. There's like nothing over here. And then I've got like a little mini living room because I didn't know what else to do. I was trying to imagine what rich people with huge bedrooms do. Have you tried a hitman? And that's the whole house. That's the whole house. This is the room that's kind of in progress that I was going to keep working on. It's not really finished, but I don't know if it will be. I don't really like this frame with that picture. I feel like I thought I was really doing something with that, and I don't quite like it. Not every space needs something. Yeah. Looks a bit unlived in to me. Plus there's too many pieces of art along the wall. It looks very art gallery. This is where I keep my gold. And my money. Lots and lots of money. Yeah, I got all the painting decor in Silvermoon. Every space needs something, otherwise the space police get you. I like my chicken coop outside. I'm looking forward to being able to put actual chickens out here. I figure I'm gonna mow the lawn by like putting shorter grass in here when I add actual chickens. And then we can probably remove my egg of Beleren. And also this griffin that's just kind of holding down the fort. Do I really need 2 wheelbarrows? I guess so. I did not watch Heartstopper. I missed that one. What is a griffin if not an advanced combat chicken? Wife is a bit of a pack rat. She plays no WoW, so under the bus she goes. Can't stand to leave RL wall space unoccupied by something. I like a really beautiful lived-in home that's, like, specific to the people that live there. Kind of like a monument to the things that you guys love and the places you've been and the memories you've made together. I watch it the correct way. Watch Trixie and Katya watch it. That is my favorite way to consume media, is through them first. Because if you watch the thing first, then you're going to want them to watch a specific part, and then you'll be upset when they miss it, because they only have so long to watch it. Need some autumn fall decor. Halloween will be here before we know it. I don't think I'm in a very good frame of mind. All I want to do is just pick apart everything and everything I don't like about it, and that's not very nice. Let's go to the beach. My Gilnean chicken coop desperately needs chickens. Begging Blizzard to give us the garrison treatment with holiday decor options. Nice. Join the WoW Kia Discord. Holy cow, some of those guys make works of art and housing. Just let me know where I can send the Willie Nelson album covers from 1974 to. .92 Fahrenheit outside. I guess I'll go mow the lawn. Oh, be careful. Stay hydrated. Wear some sun protection. Don't die. Unpopular opinion, just waiting for import strings. I don't think that that's unpopular. I think lots of people are in that same boat. Real rootin' tootin' warrior. This horse is a bit too fancy. I had a better one. It was like a shady smoke steed or something. Shadowmane. No. Although, when was the last time you saw a Talbot walk around? Also kind of cool. Their tails scream My Little Pony to me. The fact that they're like always a little curled up at the tip and just like a big round object of hair that when you're running it kind of goes up and down. Like you're pumping water out of a well. Screams My Little Pony. I like this spot. I like the seagulls and the benches here. Looks like it has a nice breeze. You can imagine it smelling like salt and seaweed and sandwiches. Wonderful models. Never thought about the tails before. It was the Wad Talbots in particular. Straight up thievery. Don't eat any food if seagulls about. I've never been mugged by a seagull. And I've hung around a few. Oh, there's a cup of coffee over here. Can I have some? Love that. Never been mugged. Definitely been mogged. Hang on. We can't be. Oh, I lost my cup. I'm still holding it, but I lost the image. There it is. Now this would be me, just like out in the neighborhood in my slippers. Do you think anyone minds if I stand on a bench? I want to enjoy the view. Oh, dear. I want to enjoy the view. I can't see. Just a smidge dangerous. Oh! Oh, I misclicked. Oh dear. Oh, now I have been mugged by seagulls. Let's just sit. Not this one! I didn't know you could kill them. Good lord. Very dramatic death pose. Wait, am I gonna get you for that? One of Azeroth's finest heroes spotted in comfy clothes, fighting seagulls, drinking coffee. I'm gonna take my cup and wander out of here. That's why they don't mug you, you mug them back. How could you? Would I actually be out for a little walk with my dog, I think? What kind of dogs do we have? We have corgis. I'm pretty sure I've got a Milo named Moose. I'd like Toby. Tobias. Oh my gosh, he's huge. He's got a hat on. Washer started smoking. Time for a new one. Oh dear. Oh, yeah. Live on the coast, I understand. Not condoning it, but I understand. It's a private investigator dog. I like a cute collar on a dog, and I'll confess that I've got like a little bow tie that like attaches to my dog's collar so that he can be handsome. But I don't know. Whenever I see like clothes beyond that, it's not my thing. I don't really need a hat or glasses or like a necklace or whatever on a dog. Well, I was in a delve too. Too much drama here. Getting my feet a bit wet. Mounties don't wear the red costume all the time. Could the same be said of detectives in the UK? Do they ever go out dressed like Sherlock Holmes? You don't dress Moose in Dolce & Gabbana? Got a fish over here. Now, after getting my cup of coffee, I'm wondering what else is interactable. This seems like a nice walk. I would walk in a place like this. You get like a little bit of a beach. There's like a fire spot. You've got some stairs leading up to the cliffs, but you've also just kind of got some cute. I bet there's all sorts of things in the neighborhood you can interact with like that I haven't really seen. Lanterns, books, cups. Ooh, I'd love to pick up a book. Do you know whereabouts I can find a book? I know it might not be as organic as if I came across it myself, but... a bunch of different ones. Downtown. What does that mean? Like near the bulletin board? At the bookstore, thank you. Okay. Hi, Hazel, what are you doing? Hello! Not much, to be honest. I'm nearly at the end of my stream time slot. I'm just kind of taking in the ambiance in the last day of my 1207 streams. There's a bookstore somewhere? Or maybe I can just find one nearby? Yeah, waiting room, really. Close to the steward. Gotta pet the cats. Gotta pet the cats. Hang on. Oh, that's a cute cat. Birds and Noble. Hello from Barbados. Hate how you have to complete a raid in order to complete your story quest mode, and then they make the raid super hard. Oh, there's a little bull for. Oh, I lost my dog. Don't they usually add a story mode to let you finish the raid without having to do the raid? Oh, that's a cute dog. Can I have that one? No one's claimed him. Can I take him? Big fluffy puppy. Yeah. Oh, that one's Finley? Oh, I like that dog. This is the housing island. One of the house plots is yours. Where are the other players? My guild's pretty empty this time of year. My guild's pretty empty. I don't have any guildies online. I live up here. And then the blue houses are plots that are taken by my friends. You guys aren't on my friends list, really? And then the brown ones are people that are in my guild but not on my friends list, apparently. And then these light yellow ones are unoccupied. My guild's not that big. Torch in broad daylight? Well, I'm looking for a book. I just don't know where to find one. Hello? Oh, there's one. Ah, there we go. Oh, I've not even a book. I've got a quill as well. Can make some notes. I don't like it in town, though. If this was me, I would get away from town. Bye, Finley. We're so close. Getting out of here. Oh. What are they building over here? Nothing in a hurry. Guild gets a whole island? Yeah, yeah, they can. If your guild chooses to do a guild neighborhood. If you are not in a guild or you don't wish to live in a guild neighborhood, there's also public neighborhoods that would be filled with strangers, people that would just have also made a house in that same instance of your neighborhood. The island will always look like this, but there'll be different kind of, you know, copies of it, layers of it. Did they ever turn on community neighborhoods? Not sure. Yes, these rocks seem to be up to code. Alright. We... about at the end of our time. Go hang out with some wild sheep. I'll be back on Wednesday, and I'm sure we can find some new Wednesday day things. Some new patch day things to do next week. I would like to thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate the company. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.